So how's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Now this morning we had a very nice downside move in the market, which was followed by a nice V recovery. So the price action was pretty decent today, and I caught two trades. One was on the ES, one was on the NQ, and both of them happened to be small winners. So again, I made some decent profits on my Apex account, and it was just a good start to the week overall. And I got the trades recorded live so you guys can see them, and like always, I will break down the trades towards the end of the video, so enjoy the live trading. The market is looking weak right now. I really want to hop in short. I'm going to do it. Things are just starting to roll over. I'm going to keep a tight stop here, but this looks like it's headed straight down.
Order submitted.
We have room to the downside. Okay, getting some downside movement. I'd like to get out of one contract fairly soon, around the 30s. I think I'm actually going to scale out right here.
Order filled. Order canceled.
I took off one contract. Now I want to see if we can get all the way down towards the, let's see. Alright, I'm closing that trade. It came like a tick away from my take profit, and I don't want to be greedy, so it might hit it. It probably still will. The trend is definitely still down, but that was a decent little trade, up $61 on the day.
Order filled.
I'm going to try a long here on the NASDAQ. I'm just going to give it the 9 EMA, but this looks very reversally, especially on ES. NASDAQ is bouncing off demand.
Order filled.
Sweet. Alright, got filled on that one contract. It was nearly right at the 90s. So yeah, I put my take profit here because it was this, because I thought that this pivot level might act as resistance. So yeah, that was nice. We took two small trades. We're 2 for 2 on the day. Now we're up about almost $100. So I will probably call it there unless I see something else I like. So now to break down these two trades. Now the first one was on ES, and it was really nothing more than a very nice bear flag to the downside. So there was the setup right there. Now I really have not been trading many flag patterns, but this one set up really nicely, and we had room down to demand. So I figured I would give it a shot with just like 2 contracts. And sure enough, it did work out. Now, like always, I want to zoom out and show you guys the levels I was watching this morning. Now, it's been pretty much the same range as last week and part of the week before. I was watching 4160 to 4170 supply and 4120 demand. Now, I was hoping that off the open, we could get a nice move up into 4160 supply. That just did not happen. It really just sold off for the first hour or so of the market. So when we started consolidating right here and forming this flag pattern, I was thinking that I would try a short position here because I knew that we still had about 10 points or so to the downside, and I thought we had a chance to get down to this demand zone. And then I noticed that a lot of the main stocks like Apple, Nvidia, AMD, they were all starting to head down, as well as the NASDAQ market. So really everything was pointing to the downside, so I went short with a stop right above this level, and there was really not much drawdown at all. So the trade went in my favor pretty much immediately, and I scaled out of my first contract a little early. I took off the first one at around the 32 level, and I kept my stop up at the 38s because I was kind of expecting a lower high to be put in before making a move further to the downside, which is exactly what happened. So we got this pullback. I did not sell. I held on to my last contract, and then a few minutes later, we got some more aggressive sell candles, and I almost got filled on this candle. It was like 1 or 2 ticks away, and then we started to bounce, and I got a little bit nervous, so I just took it off. So it was definitely not a huge trade, but still almost about 10 points or so. And then after that, the market really found a bottom at this demand, and this is when the V recovery started. So now this is where the next trade comes into play. I could have gone long on the ES, and I kind of wish I did, but the setup on the NASDAQ almost looked a little bit better to me because this was also a demand zone on QQQ, so this trade would have worked on either ES or NQ, but I went ahead and decided to take a stab long on NQ, and it was on this candle right here. This is one of my favorite setups. It's a bullish engulfing candle for me and at a demand zone. Now I got kind of a late entry, but still it wasn't bad. I got long right around the 72 area, and I placed my stop right around the 60s. I really did not want to have my stop all the way below the 50s. I just don't think I could tolerate that much drawdown. And it took about 10 minutes or so, and there was a little bit of a pullback. I almost got stopped out here, but then the NASDAQ followed ES eventually, because ES was already like off to the races. And the NASDAQ just wanted to consolidate for a few more minutes before taking off to the upside. And I took my profits early, but that's okay. I still think this was a good spot to sell because of this pivot level right here. I thought that would maybe have a chance to become resistance. So I got filled just right before the 90s. It was like 89.50s where I got filled, I think. And these boxes represent my risk reward. So this was my risk just down to here, and this was my reward. It was almost a 2-to-1, but not quite. I mean, it was more like a 1.5 or so. Still a trade worth taking. Yeah, I think I executed well. The only thing I could have done better is taken more contracts and scaled out, because, that obviously would have led to a much bigger win. But, I followed my plan, and at the end of the day, some profits is better than no profits. So yeah, those are my 2 trades for the day. So now if we take a look at where I'm at with the Apex account, you can see the total account value is 25,559. And if you don't know how this challenge works, basically you start with 25K, and the goal is to make $1,500. And if you are able to do that before hitting the max drawdown, Apex will basically give you a real funded account, and then if you trade well with that account, you can receive payouts and you keep 90% of your profits from it. So that is my goal this year, is to earn a funded account. I'm now over a third of the way to passing, which is definitely not bad at all, because last time was my first attempt and I was not doing well. I was in the red pretty much the whole time, and then I failed the challenge. So we're doing much better this time. And yeah, I'm just excited to keep on trading and making these videos. So that is all I got for you guys today. I really hope you are enjoying these futures trading videos. And if you are, please let me know in the comments below. And I would appreciate any trading advice that you have for me as well. And I really appreciate the support on the channel recently, and I'm really excited to keep growing. So with that being said, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.